Hi, I'm Elaine Harding. Welcome to my blog.stampwithelaine.com. I have a Thanksgiving card for you today. This is made with the Birds of a Feather stamp set. And I've also used the To Every Season bundle with the coordinating 4-punch pack. These 4 punches will punch out the smallest bat, the snowflake, leaf and heart. So just to illustrate, I've had to trim away part of the cardstock because I stamped it too high and the punch won't reach. That's the images it will punch out, and we're going to be using the leaf one for this card. My card base is half an A4 sheet in Cajun Craze, cut lengthways so that it measures 4 1/8 by 11 3/4 inches. That's 10.5 centimeters by 29.8 centimeters. Then with the long side on top, make a mark at the 2 7/8 point, and also fold it in half at 5 7/8. We'll need a piece of Whisper White for the insert, and that has been cut at 5.5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. That's 14 centimeters by 9.5 centimeters. You'll need the layering circle dies. I'm going to be using the second to largest circle die to partially die cut this detail here. And you'll also need some Whisper White scrap to cut a second largest stitch shaped circle to stamp your turkey on. I'm also using the Come and Gather DSP. These are absolutely gorgeous. Unusual autumn colours. And I particularly like this one. There'll be a card coming up with that soon. And this is the reverse. So we're going to be using this piece. And we'll need a bit of DSP. This one cut at 2 7/8 by 4 1/8. So in metric that will be 7.3 by 10.5 centimeters. Also going to need the 3D tin tile embossing folder. Now in the 2019 to 2020 catalogue on page 199, the embossing folders have all been reconfigured to the new style ones. It's thinner than the old dynamic embossing folders. So if you have the new one, then you will need the base cutting plate and the new 3D embossing folder plate, which is blue in colour, to run through the Big Shot or your die cutting machine. But if you've got the old star one like I have, then you need your base platform, the old dynamic embossing folder, and it was much thicker, so then you only need the one acrylic plate. The inks I'm using are Tuxedo Black Memento ink and the Cajun Craze ink pad, and I have quite a few blends. I have the Soft Suede combo, the Crumb Cake combo, the Mango Melody combo, Cajun Craze combo, and an... do I need these? I picked them out anyway. So there's the Old Olive and Cherry Cobbler Stampin' Right markers, the Holiday Rhinestones. Now, when I was scoring, I only made a mark at the 2 7/8 inch mark to show me where the centre of this panel is. And that's where I want to put my layering circle die. You need your base cutting plate, designer series paper, and you want to marry it up with that section as well. So you want to cut them both at the same time. And that will give you an idea where that half of the circle is going. Then I want to put my washi tape across that so it doesn't move. And this is where I put my cutting plate. So I'm going to shift the cutting plate up to one end and place my cutting plate shy of the washi tape line here. Okay, now this is beveled, so hopefully this won't cut right through, but just to be on the safe side, I'm just going to put the edge of that cutting plate on the edge of the line here, and then I'll run it through the Big Shot. So you can see that this has only partially cut. Okay, that goes on this side. Now on my original card I cut a mat, so it's easier to trim your mat down if you have it the same size as the panel. You want to trim that down. It's easier to trim it after you've cut your circle rather than before. Now this is 2 7/8, so I want an 8, so I'm going to move it 1/16 of an inch. Cut that off and then move it to 2 3/4 of an inch and cut off this section here. So in theory, I'll just drop my card. Now that should fit. Oh, I forgot to cut this. So that's 4 1/8, so 4 1/16. At the top and at 4 on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down so I don't lose the piece of paper. Now I want to emboss it, so I put my embossing folder right on the mat. You see there's a little lip there where there's no embossing. Well, you want the embossing bit to go all the way along that score mark that you made at the 2 7/8 inch mark. Sandwich it together, base cutting plate, and because I've got the old one I only need one acrylic plate, and I'll go and run that through the Big Shot. Now just remember, if you've got the new 3D embossing folder, then you need the blue plate. Now I'm going to use the same Designer Series paper, and I'm going to cut off 3/4 of an inch, which is 1.9 centimeters, and the same width as the which is 3 3/4 of an inch. So in metric that's 9.5 centimeters, and then I'll glue it on this section here. Make sure it's flush with the end of the card. I've glued that on, and now I'll glue the inside piece to the inside of the card as well. So leave an even border all round. already stamped my stitch shaped circle, and I'm just going to use this scrap to stamp the 3 leaves. And I'll stamp the turkey as well from the Birds of a Feather stamp set. Stamp the Give Thanks, so make sure it's behind the circle. Next I'm going to colour in the leaves using a combo of the dark Cajun Greys and the dark Mango Melody. Grab the punch and punch out the leaves. Set that aside, and now I'm going to do the turkey, and I'll use the dark crumb cake on his beak, also the inside of his tail feathers. I'm just going to go over it with the soft suede in the dark, then blend with the lighter soft suede. To switch again with the darker of the crumb cake. Then with a Cajun Craze out of his hat and apron. Then with the cherry cobbler. And lastly the Mango Melody for the pocket. Now I can glue that onto the circle. I'm going to get a bone folder and just curl the leaves a little bit. And dollop of glue on the back. And then one last little touch, put a little gem there, and a couple up here. And there's the card finished. I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. Thanks for joining me today, and do pop back for more inspiration. In the meantime, I'll be back on Friday with my Countdown to Christmas series. You'll find the links to the supplies I use below this video in the Show More section, or you can find me on Facebook, Pinterest or Instagram, or you can visit my blog. Thanks for watching. Bye!